What's up everyone, it's Jambor's new video, and this one is connected to who I think will be the most public voted songs potentially. Of course there are some very obvious choices, but maybe some of them are not that obvious, of course. But I will try to give you some kind of a context, and this is just my personal feeling, subjective whatsoever. It can be very far from reality, some of them probably not, some of them might be. Let's see about it, let's discuss in the comments below, subscribe, channel, like the video, and let's move on to the first country, which is Estonia, Espresso Macchiato, Tommy Cash. This is definitely a catch for viewers, and I know that so many people are doubting it, but I kind of have a feeling that there will be a little bit split from public voting from Western Europe and from Eastern Europe. It's a feeling, right? I think this song is extremely close by its melody, irony, and the way of expression to Eastern European humor, if something like this even exists, kind of. But let's say this Slavical, Easternish, a little bit different one, straightforward, mocking kind of type of humor, which this songs a little bit represent with this Espresso Macchiato, making fun of Italian language kind of, and those kind of humors we really have inside of us, despite we don't use it often or to be offensive or so on, but it's kind of very similar and familiar and close. Also, Tommy Cash is in area of Eastern Europe very popular, I think also in Western Europe kind of, so he has a huge fan base which also might be voting for him and support. So I think even though so many people, and now I'm listening to a lot of podcasts actually about Eurovision, which are fantastic, lots of them, that people don't want to feel it, hear it, but I think this is very, very close to the heart of a comedy, which is a pure comedy, doesn't try to be something else, but it has this quirky, offensive element in it, which is very close to how he feel humor in here, for example. And now I'm in Romania, but that's not a huge difference, for example, from Czechia, where I'm original from. So I think this is a big public vote catcher, and it also represents the huge stereotype of Eurovision. I think it's making fun of it a little bit at some point, and this stereotype it's supporting. Like, this is the, if you say Eurovision song in our territories, this song kind of represents it. And the other song, which will be a huge public voting magnet and has big similarities to this, of course, is Kyiv from Sweden and their song Bara Bara Bastu, which is not my personal favorite because I think it's too childish humor, let's say. It's more this amazing funny song for kids, but we see how it's doing with numbers, how it works in Scandinavia. So I'm sorry, I have a phone in here with the notes, it does amazing in Scandinavia. I'm not really sure if that can translate that much to the rest of the Europe, because especially of the language it's sung at, hard to cope with, even though there is this magical word sauna, and that really is making it funny. And musically, it's like, for the genre, it's done well. If you follow in this channel, you know what I think in general about the song, in the way, and all those jokey acts, in the way of what they provide to Eurovision and Eurovision brand itself. Okay, but let's also respect that this is a song public will vote for because people will have fun. And I think unless Espresso Macchiato, people will have fun as a whole family, because this is a song kids would like. This is a song you would dance on with kids. Definitely kids will like it. Kids have a big, let's say, influence on parents who will be basically voting, and probably for this, because they will see their kids to have joy, and maybe also they will have joy, they will vote for it. And definitely this is a public voting magnet. There is a reason why it's so high in the odds also, and it would be also an ignorance to say it won't do well, especially with public voting. With the jury voting, let's see, it also might be doing good, because the act itself and the song itself is done well, even though what it represents. So let's see, but this is about public voting, and definitely this is a big public voting magnet. It won't fail in it, I'm 100% sure. But what I'm also sure that the other public voting magnet, but for a completely different reason, will be Ukraine. And of course, there's the diaspora, but also the ongoing conflict. And now, of course, and during this period, it's getting again on the front lines of our newspaper and social media and everywhere. It's a topic. And again, of course, this will help Ukraine to receive a lot of points. Even though I think the song might not be for everybody, maybe the staging, because I saw some pictures, might be not for everybody. The atmosphere what the song radiates throughout the stage somehow also work, and people compassionate with this, which is a fine thing. Like, what can they do about it anyway, you know? And it's a quality of the, let's say, indie kind of genre for sure, which I'm not sure if people can really appreciate, but we cannot really scratch off the diasporas. We cannot scratch off the neighbor voting. We cannot scratch off the whole situation around it. So definitely Ukraine might once again receive extremely big amount of points, and it will, in my opinion, it will be in this top 5 public voted songs, in my opinion, for sure. I cannot, like, they would need to send something which is really not good to not receive the points, but I think Ukraine will be standing behind Zifferblatt and their song Birds of Prey and support it, and so many others from especially the regional countries from, let's say, this Easternish Europe 100%. Let's see about the Western Europe, but for sure the diasporas are now everywhere for a good reason, and they will support their own domestic act, because also this is something a way how they can support Ukraine as itself. This is how it also works. This won't be ever changed with public voting for any other country, so this is not the way how to fight it, or say why. Like, good thing is that they also bring equality and they will receive a lot of public points also. The other country, and of course for maybe a similar reason, might be Israel. I think they won't receive so much crazy number of points like last year. First of all, they are not the topic that much anymore. It's not that recent event. I think people are exhausted by it a little bit, abandon it a little bit. People who doesn't like Israel don't want vote for Israel for many reasons. They anyway wouldn't vote for it. But the people who voted for Israel last year, especially because there were so many several dramas, they want to do it this year, in my opinion, that massively. Also because Israel is not in the front line of the drama of Eurovision. There is actually no drama at Eurovision. There is nothing going on around Eurovision this year at all. It's the most boring Eurovision in this way. Like, in general, I don't know if it's good or bad, but definitely for the brand it's not good to have such dramas and bullying and all of this. It doesn't matter from which angle you're looking at it. I think it's a little bit refreshing not to have this bad feeling, like, also because I'm telling you that so many people around me voted Israel just for the fact that all the news everywhere was of the bullying of other artists and other fans towards Israel. And we shouldn't be underestimated those things, how the sentiment of people, and again we are talking about public vote, are going. Again, this phone, I will hold it. And the thing is that still I think they will receive a lot of points from diaspora, from Jews around the Europe, from people who like simply the song, and so on and so forth. Still a lot of amount, because I think the song is quality, it's different, and those all factors will still play a role. I still think it will do top 5, maybe top 6, 7 in public voting, even though I don't expect this crazy big amount of votes like last year. And I also think last year they had a little bit better song to captivate, and not better story, because this story actually of Yuval Rafael and her song, I need to remind the song name, New Day Will Rise. It's absolute. The story is absolute, and it's amazing story. Pitifully, it happened, but I don't feel anyhow to be pushed topic or something. Might be also one of the reasons why people will vote for her, because this story is extreme, and actually I'm a little bit glad that already it's not pushed too much, and maybe they're waiting to do a big campaign and so on. And before, so many countries already started, they didn't. And I think also with a respect to all who didn't survive this crazy terrorist attack, it's a bit mild, which I think it's a good thing, and it also shows a lot in this case. But still, I think they will receive a lot of points, because especially when the people will be hearing a little bit of this story throughout the voiceover, how the spokesperson commentary, they will of course compassionate with the song a little bit more, because it will give it a much bigger edge, higher edge. And this is normal, like this is part of Eurovision, this is part of music in general, the story. So I don't think there is something wrong about it, and I expect they will do very well with public voting. But then the other song, and which is a little bit special in this case, is Finland, Erika Wikman and Herr Ich komme. I think this will be top 5 of public voting, if not the winner of the public voting. And I'll tell you why I get to this conclusion. First of all, let's talk about the act itself. We saw in UMK, she can really perform alone on the stage. The staging will be pompous, but the thing is that she can really manage it alone. Somehow the huge charisma of her, or the whole thing, how they do it, which is connected to her, how she can really, she can really manage the whole hall and everything, the cameras. It works. It's not my favorite song, but let's be in here very objective. The other thing is that the song, it somehow is funny. It has this jokish element, which always help, and it activates people. It screams Eurovision very much, and definitely, and I think this is the biggest point which you might agree on with me, is that this song is the nice continuation of Karja and Baby Lasagna. It's the only song like this again this year. It comes from Finland, and it has this vibe. It has this same pattern, let's say, for being the most public voted song. Even though this year it's not such a huge marketing around it, it's not such a huge story about it like it was around Karja, like it was around Baby Lasagna. All of this, of course, helped them. It's not on the side of Erika Wikman now, but still it follows the same pattern, same thing, same being a little bit crazy there, and so on and so forth. But musically and visually, it's a continuation to this, and I wouldn't underestimate continuation. This becomes a new Eurovision kind of public voting stereotype. I would say even more than those jokish things, and I don't want to say for good or bad, whatever. We can have different opinions about it, but definitely I think this is a song we should talk, or we shouldn't underestimate its public voting potential, because I think it's massive. And then I have few more mentions, or one, I wrote it here. So first is Poland, and it's not because I think the song is extra quality, or the staging will have everything again, like there will be missing probably no effect, no graphic, no color palette, anything. It will be like all this classical Polish mishmash of everything, like what kind of effects would you like? Yes, this will happen, especially from the reports we already have from Eurovision stage rehearsals. And I think that this is not the reason why they will receive a lot of points from public. I think the most thing is that this song and Justyna is very, very backed by Polish public in general. And as we know, same as Ukraine, Poland has the diaspora everywhere. And I remember the moment of Michal Szpak was scoring extreme number of votes despite the song quality, the staging and everything, because he was extremely popular and he was backed by Polish public around the globe. And this will, I think, happen also with Justyna, because I first of all don't remember such aggressivity from Polish fans defending this song, which is great for her actually. And also this tells that also how she won the national selection, and also how people were talking about it in Poland and outside of Poland. I think they will back it up, and I think that can also grab a big piece of, or big portion of public votes. Not really jury points, I think, from the fact of the song itself, not the quality of the singer. Again, like I think it's more complex this, but the public will back it, especially from the Polish diaspora. And when Polish diaspora decides to be active, they are massive. So I won't underestimate this. I think this will again take a big chunk portion from the songs that are now, for example, first in the odds, and they are more like for public voting magnets than the jury votes, which I think will completely reshape the odds structure, which is nowadays known because of the fact that Polish people really are backing up Justyna Stečkovská. However you like it or don't, I think this will be the reality. And then I also mentioned Malta, which has also this funny, quirky character of being lovable by the whole family, the adults, the teenage, and also like the generation Z around 25, let's say. Nowadays, I think this can really resonate. Let's see if Malta will be able to activate with the song Serving from Miriana Conte, if they will be able to really activate people to vote for them. But I kind of think this will be this mild top 10 public voting act also, because it has those parameters. She can sing, it's quirky, it's memorable, it's funny, but also fascinating, good singing, and also the element of those, jumping balls that would definitely work out. Of course, it's very Eurovision, but if you do it right, I think this can score pretty well with public, and I believe it will. And the last mentions, I have Austria and Netherlands. Those songs which are going, in my opinion, more from jury space. With Austria, of course, we'll see with the staging, but the song it can captivate, it can talk to a little bit older audience. It really definitely goes a little bit beyond the quality we have this year by the song quality, which I don't think public can really think about it. But if they will do something pompous, if they will be something memorable, and especially if JJ will deliver the charisma which belongs to the song, they will receive the points. I think here the key is in JJ's performance, not the performance of singing, because this is unquestionable, but of the performance of delivery, the really going through. You can have like staging however you want. If the artists don't radiate, that it won't work. I don't know if he can really do it. I'm not 100% sure of it. Might be. And I think that big task is to create a staging the way that he will stand out through it and will be memorable in the very good way. And then I think they can also score a very nice portion of public votes. And the Netherlands, it's a special case in my opinion. Also, I think they can receive, might be also get to top 5 of voting, because this is a universal song. It talks to everybody, it has a quality, but above all the other artists, I would say that Claude is extremely approachable, radiating future European star artist, like a big star artist who brings and carries this amazing positive vibe throughout the body posture, like the body language, his mimics, his eyes, all of this talks and screams quality. It's rememberable. The confidence, but the very pleasant kind of confidence, which is happy, will go through the screen 100%. And the song has a quality. The staging, I don't doubt, because he can also move and everything. Let's see about it. This is of course a question mark. But what is important after all is the artist who carries the emotion of the song all the time. The rest is there to support this. And if they will do it right, and there will be a lot of shots on him himself, his energy, emotion, which really he has the talent to like really shoot through the cameras to the living rooms where you will be probably watching, then Netherlands will do extremely well with public vote, because also it's a song which might talk to the whole family, and I think regardless Eastern and Western Europe, it somehow really works. It's a universal recipe in my opinion, and might be a completely dark horse to even win the public voting. And now you're telling me like I'm crazy. Yes, I think it might be in top 5 really, and I also think that it's a complete dark horse to win the whole thing, because of how many options every category has to have a crossover. There are public voting songs and jury voting songs, kind of, and there is nothing connecting them too much, but these songs have it all actually, and might be a huge surprise for many, surprise in the comma, to bring in amazing, successful story to the end. But that is my opinion. You can have completely different one, and it's fine, it's vital. The only thing what I would ask you to write me also why, because why is important. Why do you think like this? What is the reasoning behind it? It's just pure fandom, it's a feeling, or there is a argumentation which can cope also with discussion. Write them in the comments below. I'm curious about it. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and follow my channel. There are many other videos which can give you another point of view of how a producer, director, television professional thinks about Eurovision in general, the songs and music, and maybe it can bring you to the head of a professional juror also. And that's very different from the public, but I'm trying to do this complex. I would wish that more former head of delegations or head of delegations and producers around Eurovision are that open as I am, because might give you a little bit different scope of what our work consists of or how we are thinking, regardless you like it or not. So this is just my last words to this video. I hope you enjoyed it and see you next time. Thank you for watching. Bye.